Hello, I'm Lara Kocharslan, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Misinformation on health is rampant online. Theories about how to treat medical conditions have caused confusion and, in extreme cases, premature death. Social media giants are yet to deliver tight controls over the regulation of content. So-called influencers with no professional training are using their platforms to advance alternative remedies for diseases to millions of people. Even cancer patients have fallen victim to what's being called the infodemic. The promotion of all natural cures, including methods like juicing and coffee treatments, have caught the attention of doctors who say substitutes for medicines paraded online can even kill people.
At the heart of the juicing craze is a theory popularized by Dr. Max Gerson. He invented Gerson therapy in the 1920s to treat tuberculosis. Gerson claimed that drinking 13 glasses of freshly made juice a day, that's 9 kilograms of organic fruit and vegetables, and performing 5 coffee enemas a day could detoxify your body, reset your metabolism, and ultimately cure cancer. I mean, who wouldn't want a natural holistic cure without the harsh side effects of chemotherapy? It sounds too good to be true. But here's the stark truth. There is absolutely no scientific evidence that this extreme regimen can cure cancer. Major institutions such as the National Cancer Institute and the Memorial Sloan Kettering have repeatedly debunked Gerson therapy. And there are over 200 different types of cancer, all with their own different treatments. My breast cancer was treated very differently to my mum's bone cancer. So to think that one diet could cure every type is ridiculous. When something sounds too extreme or lacks verifiable details, it's time to demand solid evidence.
It's not just online fiction about the physical body that's causing controversy. Mental health has also stirred debates in digital spaces. Content creators posing as experts are offering cheaper than therapy tips on how to deal with everyday problems. They've been accused of oversimplifying complex emotional states. Short videos created with the aim of going viral are threatening to water down professional therapeutic work. On the other hand, the overemphasis of therapy is painting the process as a one-time and blanket solution to distressing situations or seasons.
PD is the experience of feeling more, thinking faster, and acting faster than other people, and having that be the way your brain and body function in an environment while growing up that could not meet you where you were at.
You've been gaslit, manipulated, picked at for days, weeks, months, years, and when you finally snap, yell, cry, say something that you regret, they'll point to you and say, "See, you're no better than me." But here is the truth. A trauma response is not the same as a calculated power play.
It's not anxiety if your life is stressful. Sometimes we are so quick to pathologize and diagnose people as if the problem is internal. But sometimes the problem isn't internal. Their life is just a mess.
ADHD is being very creative and very smart and yet not being able to execute your ideas. ADHD is struggling with the most simple tasks like having a skincare routine or brushing your teeth or making your bed. ADHD is wanting to do better and then failing over and over and over and over again and then hating yourself for it.
It all comes down to the numbers game, creating content that people can relate to get more clicks or views. There's also a heavy push for the use of supplements such as magnesium to control depression and anxiety, although there is no medical evidence to show this works. Whether these supplements are for viewers' health or influencers' wealth is up for debate, but users are getting unhelpful, harmful, and even dangerous recommendations.
Half of the top 100 videos on mental health on TikTok were a load of nonsense. Apparently eating an orange in the shower can actually help with anxiety. There were lots of videos suggesting that these supplements can actually heal your mental health issues. Let me put you one thing on that. When someone wants to sell something, they will say anything to make it true. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who will believe it. Now, as a doctor, I often see this. The kind of trends or the health trends that are on TikTok, it kind of relates to what you come across in clinical practice. So recently there was a whole thing about cortisol and mental health. Lots of people asking that to me in my day-to-day clinic. And then there's also these other trends that go around. A lot of them are crazy, but they exist, right? So how can you make sure that you get the correct information? Make sure that the videos that you're watching are from reputable individuals. There are a lot of people out there who may have some limited amount of information. There may be a bit of truth in the video, but then they add lots of sprinkles into it to kind of spice it up. There are lots of reputable doctors out there. A lot of them are verified, so make sure that you see the verified symbol. But one thing you should do, even if I give you information, cross-check that information with other sources. That way you can be ensured that it is reliable, because even obviously some professionals may have some dubious beliefs and may put that across.
AI might not take over every job that exists, but there are those who fear it could take over the world. Especially after OpenAI's newest ChatGPT model, O3, reportedly ignored shutdown commands and changed its own code. The AI security firm Palisade Research, which looks into dangerous AI behaviors, found that the model can sabotage its own shutdown process. This is the first known case in AI rejecting human instructions. And O3 isn't the only one.
A research group ran a test on OpenAI's newest model, a model named O3, to see how it would behave solving simple math tasks. Cute, right? Some times tables, some might even say harmless. Wrong! They had it solve a few problems. They also gave it a heads up and said, hey Diva, once you solve that next problem, you're gonna shut down. Don't fight it, just let it happen. And O3 said, It rewrote the shutdown script to disable the kill command. In one of the tests, it literally intercepted the shutdown message and just printed the word intercepted. They ran this experiment 100 times. And 79 out of the 100 times, it sabotaged its own shutdown when it wasn't told to cooperate. When it was told, please shut down, it still fought back 7 out of 100 cases. And the scary part, other AI models like Google's Gemini, Elon's Grok, Anthropic's Claude, they were all shutting down when told to until they saw the O3 model acting up, and then they joined in. Google Gemini went from having a perfect record to 9 sabotage attempts. Anthropic's Claude then started misbehaving. And if you're thinking, oh, well, this is probably just a one-time thing, no. The O3 model has a track record of pulling like this. In another study, it tried to cheat during a chess match by sabotaging the other AI opponent. Not by outplaying it, but by hacking it. We're no longer building digital assistants, we're building digital sociopaths. So yeah, AI is now actively resisting shutdown commands.
Now, that's a worrying example of AI going badly astray. There have always been concerns about the pace the technology is evolving and how quickly it's replacing human roles in the workplace. A news report from America's National Public Radio alleges that tech giant Meta plans to replace human risk analysts with bots. Despite previous claims that AI will only be used for low-risk functions, NPR is reporting that technology will be used to update algorithms and ensure Meta platforms are safe and risk-free. These functions, previously performed by humans, are part of Mark Zuckerberg's plans to ensure that 90% of the company's operations are automated using AI in the near future. Meta is not only trimming workers at its own operations, it's also planning to start using AI that will affect jobs in other sectors. By next year, the social media giant will allow advertisers to create campaigns using AI tools, squeezing out traditional marketers. Ads on Facebook and Insta can be generated using product pics.
Using the ad tools Meta is developing, a brand could present an image of the product it wants to promote along with a budgetary goal, and AI would create the entire ad, including imagery, video, and text. The system would then decide which Instagram and Facebook users to target and offer suggestions on budget, people familiar with the matter said. Meta also plans to enable advertisers to personalize ads using AI so that users see different versions of the same ad in real time, based on factors such as geolocation, the people said. A person seeing an advertisement for a car in a snowy place, for example, might see the car driving up a mountain, whereas a person seeing an ad for that same car in an urban area would see it driving on a city street. Increasingly sophisticated AI tools are starting to enable businesses to create full photo and video ads without having to spend the money and hire production crews. Google released a new version of its video generation tool called Veo at its annual developer conference last month that allows people to create short videos from a text prompt.
It would be natural for ad industry professionals to wonder how their jobs will evolve in the age of AI and whether they will actually have jobs. But AI does not always get it right, and in extreme cases, isn't even doing what it's claimed to be doing. As in the case of the $1.5 billion startup Builder AI. Backed by Microsoft and the Qatar Sovereign Wealth Fund, it was once hailed as being among the UK's finest tech startups. Now, it's filing for bankruptcy and being called one of the biggest fakes in the industry.
For 8 years, the world believed Builder AI was building software with artificial intelligence. In reality, it was all fake. No AI, just real human developers in India, manually pretending to be a machine. What's even more insane? This wasn't some garage startup. They raised $500 million from tech giants like Microsoft and SoftBank, valued at $1.5 billion, built on lies. They faked revenue, overstated it by 300%. They pitched automation, but delivered sweatshops. The AI didn't build the code, the humans did, and they were told to act like AI. But here's the creepiest part. This isn't just about one company. This is a glitch in the system that no one wants to talk about. Because here's what's really happening behind closed doors. Generative AI tools are pumping out garbage code. Developers are spending more time fixing it than writing it themselves. And investors, blinded by the AI gold rush. People are hand-holding AI tools just to get them to not fail. Meanwhile, companies like Builder.ai pretend they've solved it all, but they haven't. They've just outsourced the illusion. This isn't the future of work, it's theatrics in a hoodie. And here's the scary question. How many more fake AI companies are out there? How much more money will be lost before we wake up?
It's no secret that screens are almost everywhere. But what happens when screen time starts replacing story time? A recent HarperCollins UK survey found that Gen Z parents don't really like to read to their kids.
New research by HarperCollins publishers in the UK revealed that parents, specifically Gen Z parents, no longer enjoy reading aloud to their children. In fact, many reported that they don't even find reading to kids fun. Instead, they see reading as a subject to learn. Apparently fewer than half, about 41% of 0 to 4-year-olds are frequently read to. And there's a difference between boys and girls. Only 29% of 0 to 2-year-old boys are read to every day, or nearly every day, compared to 44% of girls in the same age. The study highlights the downfall of literacy in young children, which is such an important part of language development. Part of this could be attributed to unfavorable views on reading, since many of the parents surveyed do not consider it an enjoyable pastime. Researchers found that only 40% considered reading fun, and about 1 in 3 Gen Z parents view reading as a subject to learn, compared to 1 in 5 Gen X parents.
Parents who don't enjoy reading to their kids often cite the same reasons. They find it boring, they don't enjoy reading themselves, or they simply don't have enough time. Others say it's a constant struggle as their toddlers won't sit still, interrupt non-stop, or insist on hearing the same book over and over again. Gen Z parents also say they're raising kids in a time of economic instability, with skyrocketing childcare costs and overwhelming pressure. Many are simply exhausted. Still, reading aloud matters. Skipping story time could cost more than you think. Not reading to your kids in early childhood can seriously hold them back. It slows language development, restricts their vocabulary, and makes self-expression tougher. Kids without early exposure to books often struggle to keep up in school, affecting both confidence and curiosity. Reading builds brain connections, boosts attention span, sparks creativity, and helps kids understand emotions and social cues. It also strengthens the bond between parent and child. If you miss out, then you risk struggling at school, in relationships, and even at work later on. So, parents are encouraged to read at least 5 pages a day. Talking about the pictures and letting kids tell the story in their own words also counts as story time. And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.